celebration of 76 years of Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Human Rights Day, World Human Rights Day. আজি दिन सारा भारत सारा पृथ्वी मानव सभ्यता एक ऐतिहासिक दिन जो दिन मनुष्यर अधिकार जे जन्म नहीं मनुष्य हिसाब से तार अधिकार समान अधिकार एवं तार कौन तार डिग्निटी एवं ह्यूमानिटी से कथार घोषणा 1948 तो होता एवं तापर 1950 आज दिन को विश्व मानवाधिकार दिवस घोषणा करा ह्यूमन राइट्स कमिशन तरफ आम आज माननीय न्यायमूर्ति जस्टिस पूजाहारी नेतृत्व में आम आज पालन कर जस्टिस चक्रधारी चरण शरण सिंह ऑनरेबल चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ ओडिशा हाई कोर्ट he has the distinction of protecting the human rights being in the bench, and I will tell you, since the year 2012 when he was sworn in as the judge of the Patna High Court and while coming here till that date, more than 250 reported judgments he has delivered concerning the rights of the people. And after coming here in the month of February 2024, as we all of us have seen, many issues which are concerning the right of the people that have been dealt with by Honorable Chief Justice Chakradhari Charan Singh. Therefore, it is my pride privilege on behalf of our organization and on behalf of all to welcome our Honorable Chief Justice as the Chief Guest. Please give a big applause in welcoming our Chief Justice. Our Honorable guest, Sri Prithviraj Harichandra. As I know, for about 4 decades, a prominent student leader, a fighter for justice, with a lot of political and social experience. Today, he is the minister, having 3 important portfolios under the Odisha government. I have the pleasure to welcome him as the guest of honor. I welcome all our honorable judges, honorable former judges, activists, and all dignitaries who are of the dais, who are present here with our request, by accepting our request, and they have made this function a grand success. So I need not proceed further. As all of you know, the theme of this year, 2024 Human Rights Day is Our Right, Our Future, Right Now. So beginning with this, the Odisha Human Rights Commission is celebrating this day. And I will be failing in my duty if I do not mention about little bit things about the organization, the institution. Sometimes people are of the impression that the organization is not functioning. That has become dormant. But I can tell you, in 2019, when Justice B.P. Das, leaving a very prompt post in the Krishna Kaveri Tribunal, he came and joined as the chairperson. He started expanding the scope of dealing with the human rights issues by the Odisha Human Rights Commission. And I am glad to say that he has accepted our request and he is present in this commission. Thereafter, I have the privilege of continuing with him as a member of the commission, and the guidance which I have got, and subsequently, when Justice Patel joined, we wanted to dispose of the matters which were pending since 2004, 5 and 6, and we could be successful in doing so. Then in 2023, when Honorable Justice Pujari joined as the chairperson, he gave a new dimension. Today the matter is filed, case is filed. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow it is being listed, it is being taken up. This is now the transformation of the Human Rights Commission under leadership of Justice Pujari. And we are doing whatever the best of our ability. We are doing addressing to the issue through suo proceeding and by taking of the applications, calling for the reports, and whenever we feel that's a big case, that the right of the person has been violated and the compensation is to be granted, we are doing so. I think our activists those who are present here, they will definitely agree with me that whatever little possible and best of on our part, we are doing with Human Rights Commission. And the commission has become now full functional, and with the initiative of our honorable chairperson, now the entire commission and the records are being computerized. In one click, you will get everything, whatever they about the case status, filing, orders passed, and all other things you will get in one click. Therefore, I have got all kind of, I express my gratitude to Honorable Justice Pujari for his noble initiative, and the records are also protected. In this context, I need not say about the day which we are celebrating, because we have invited honorable guests. They will be speaking before you, and you are eager to hear them. I do not stand as a bar between you and our honorable guests in their deliberations. Thank you all. Namaskar, Dhanbad, Jai Jagannath, Bande Uttar
तथा लॉ कॉलेज छात्र छात्री एवं विचार विभाग ऑफिसर गण मो समस्त को आज शुभ दिवस ओडिशा मानविक अधिकार आयोग तरफ यही सभा को आसी मोर आंतरिक कृतज्ञता जणाइबा संगे संगे आज मु आपण मान पाखे ओडिशा मानविक अधिकार कमिशन तरफ आज अवसर रे किछि मोर जा ह्यूमन राइट्स मोर जो कार्यकाल भितर जहाँ आम चेष्टा करूँ से विषय कहबी और आज दिवस महत्व विषय कह आम भारतवर्ष सभ्यता बहुत पुरातन सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनो सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःख भाग् भवेत् वसुधैव कुटुम्बकम् या आम भारतवर्ष सभ्यता संस्कृति किंतु यही जिनस को आम एचिव करें वसुधैव कुटुम्बकम ह्यूमन राइट्स प्रोटेक्शन एसेंशियल ह्यूमन राइट्स प्रोटेक्शन नहले आमर ये जो वैदिक संस्कृति समय आवाहन काल जहाँ रही आगे संभव नुहे वसुधैव कुटुम्बकम ह्यूमन राइट्स कॉन्सेप्ट स्पीक्स ऑफ इंटरनेशनलिज्म. It never knows any boundary. It never discriminates with anybody. Caste, creed, sex, religion. It never discriminates nationality. Human rights, as you know, are some of the rights which are inalienable. It can neither be conferred nor it can be alienated. From the very part, a human being has certain rights. एटा होची मनुष्य जन्मगत अधिकार किंतु जदिओ यह जन्मगत अधिकार विभिन्न समय रे आभावान कालरू दुर्बल रूप से सर्वबल अत्याचार चलती तार ए राइट को ताको मनुष्य भाव में देखा जाउ नहीं से तार समान अधिकार रही या माने कहीं भाव ना हो या बढ़ी बढ़ी बहुत समय राजा राजुड़ा समय है एवं जी भी शासक रहा से अत्याचार कला यही समय आरंभ है मूलदेह याद पड़ा मॉडर्न एज रे मागना काटारू पड़ा जे तुम्हें जेते बड़ हुओ कि ना कहीं राजा निज को सर्वेसर्वा होते जे तुम्हें जेते बड़ हुओ ना कहीं आईन तुम सब ऊर्धरे तेणु आईन शासन मागना काटारू आरंभ है तापर विभिन्न समय से मागना काटा को तार जो प्रिंसिपल को अटैक एवं विपर्यस्त करा समय सभ्यता समय समय आम आसी विश्वयुद्ध को पहुंची जाइए प्रथम विश्वयुद्ध द्वितीय विश्वयुद्ध विभीषिका पर देखिले समग्र पृथ्वी ना सभ्यता को बचाव को हेले केतेक मौलिक अधिकार को सबु राष्ट्र जदि प्रोटेक्ट न करिवे ताहले समाज रे विशृंखला सृष्टि हेबो एवं এই সমাজ এই সভ্যতা রহি পারিবনি তেণু ম্যাগনা কার্টার आरंभ होला आम यूनियन डिक्लेरेशन ऑफ ह्यूमन राइट्स 30 आर्टिकल्स अछि सेठू 1948 डिसेंबर 10 रे या हला परे से दिन ठो आमे ताकू मानविक अधिकार दिवस भाबे पालन करि आछु ए 76तम वर्ष गला वर्ष 75तम वर्ष पूर्ति हे गला
আজি विश्व मानव अधिकार दिवस पालन उपस्थित आम समस्त सम्मानास्पद ओडिशा हाईकोर्ट मुख्य विचारपति सम्मान्य जस्टिस श्री चक्रधारी शरण सिंह महोदय आज मुख्य अतिथि ओडिशा ह्यूमन राइट्स कमिशन अध्यक्ष सम्मान्य जस्टिस शत्रुघ्न पुजारी महोदय सदस्य श्री चित्तरंजन महापात्र महोदय एवं अन्यतम सदस्य मोर पुराणा बंधु बड़ भाई जहाँ भी कहुए छात्र राजनीति रे आम लंबा समय धरिक एकाठी काम करूँ श्री असीम अमिताभ दास महोदय सामने उपस्थित हाईकोर्ट वरेण्य जज वृंद वरेण्य पूर्वतन जज माने सीनियर एडवोकेट माने ह्यूमन राइट्स एक्टिविस्ट माने एवं एठार निमंत्रित अन्य अतिथि माने भाई भौणी माने एवं विशेष करके लॉ फैकल्टी रे पाठ पढ़ुथिबा विभिन्न इंस्टीट्यूशन को आस्थिबा हमर पिला माने वास्तव रे जो उद्देश्य रे हमें ह्यूमन राइट्स डे पालन करूचे हमर जो अधिकार संविधान हमको देइछि विशेष करके मनीष भली बंचार जो अधिकार कथा कहबार अधिकार ये अधिकार गुड़िक साधारण भाव में जो माने तो आमे माने जो माने बसीचे आमे आम अधिकार बाबद सचेतन अच्छे आम अधिकार को केमिति आमे पाई परिबा से बाबद रे आमे संपूर्ण सचेतन अच्छे किंतु आज भी ओडिशा प्रदेश कहतु कि भारत वर्ष कहतु अनेक लोक तांकर वास्तव अधिकार कौन तांकर बंचिबार अधिकार कौन मनीष भली बंचिबा पय तांकर पाखे अधिकार अछि कि नहीं से बाबद रे जो अनेक गुड़िए प्रश्नवाची अछि से प्रश्नवाची गुड़ी को समाधान करबा पय तार रास्ता काढिबा पय दैनंदिन जीवन रे ना तांकर पाखे समय अछि ना तांकर पाखे से शिक्षा और सुविधा भी अछि जहा को नहीं की जड़े लोक दाबी करि परिबो एटा होछि मो अधिकार एटा पाइबार मोर प्राप्य मते संविधान देछि से दृष्टिकोण रु जेते बळे हमें ह्यूमन राइट्स डे पालन करूचे ये निश्चित भाव रे साधारण लोक भितरे सचेतनता आनिबार एक प्रक्रिया तैयारी करिवो साधारण लोक मनरे संविधान प्रति एक विश्वास तैयारी करिवो साधारण लोक मनरे सरकार प्रति एक विश्वास तैयारी करिवो साधारण लोक मनरे विचारालय पई एक विश्वास तैयारी करिवो ये भरोसा ए आशा नै कि हमें ह्यूमन राइट्स डे रो जो पालन आज करूचे से ता पालन अन्यतम उद्देश्य होछि सेटा आज जेते बेला हमें देखुचे जे स्वाधीनता पाइबार 77 78 वर्ष परे भी जेतेबेले आमे समानता समाज रे गोटे समानता आनिबार जो प्रक्रिया जो जेंडर इक्वालिटी आनिबार जो प्रक्रिया कास्टिज्म रो जो रोग ये कथा रो ए पर्यंत भी आमे संपूर्ण भाव सुधरी पारिने आज भी ओडिशा प्रदेश रे अनेक अंचल अछि जो कि अस्पृश्यतार शिकार है कि अनेक लोक अत्यंत अवहेलित भाव में ताकर जीवन धारण करते आज भी ओडिशा प्रदेश रे भी अनेक मंदिर अच्छी बेले बेले कहवा एक कथा निजको लज्जा लगे जे आम राज्य भी आज तारीख रे अनेक मंदिर अच्छी से मंदिर प्रवक्ता पुरोधा माने से मंदिर भितर को अस्पृश्य लोक को प्रवेश करने को दियंती नहीं रोगरु तो कौन मते समाज को मुक्त करने आवश्यकता अच्छी समाज को मुक्त करने कहले सब रोगरु जो भूमिका आम सब नवा पड़ो से भूमिका वास्तव में कौन निश्चित भाव में से संक्रांत आलोचना चर्चा जिते अधिक अधिक हेले भी मु भावुची समाज रे से व्याप्त होबार एक नुआ सहायक भूमिका नहीं ठिया हो आज राइट टू एजुकेशन बाबद रे सरकार तांकर अनेक गुड़िए प्रमुख भूमिका नहीं विभिन्न सरकार कहूनी आम सरकार कथा विभिन्न सरकार विभिन्न समय राइट टू एजुकेशन ताकू प्रोटेक्ट करबा पाई जनकर शिक्षा पाइबार अधिकार को प्रोटेक्ट करबा पाई अनेक गुड़िए पदक्षेप नहीं तथापि भी आज तारीख रे ओडिशा रे 400 ऊर्ध्व जो पीबीटीजी बसती गुड़िक अच्छी प्रिमिटिव ट्राइबल लोक मानकर सेठी शिक्षार जो बढ़िया भाव में प्रसार हवा कथा अनेक अंचल में कहूनी सब जगह अनेक अंचल सेठी से कथा से माने बाद पड़ुचंदी प्रतिहत होची तांकर शिक्षार व्यवस्था पुअरेस्ट ऑफ पुअर जो लोक माने अछंती तांको भाई आज तारीख रे भी शिक्षार प्राथमिकता आसुनी गोटे छोट उदाहरण 2 दिन तले मु देखिली आगे लुह आसला गोटे महिला के पुनी सेठी बोली से मझे मझे 15 दिन 20 दिन 25 दिन थरे आसे मो पाखु ता हस्बैंड सीवियर पैंक्रियाटिक रोग रे पीड़ित आसे तार औषध पोषध पाई पैसा पत्र दरकार थे मागी के नेकी जाए से 2-3 वर्ष होला से बुढ़िया भाव से आसे मो पाखु तार गोटे छोट पुओ मझे मझे आसे पाखा पाखी 6-7 वर्षर पिलाटी मु 2 दिन तले ताको पचारि मु कहली ताको पढौछु ना नहीं से कहला कि रहिबा को खाइबा को जगह नहीं पढ़ेई भी कोठी मु ताको पचारि तो गाँ रो घर कोन कलु कहला गाँ रे घर थिला किंतु स्वामी रो चिकित्सा पई से घर टिक मु बिक्री कर दैछि आ मो पकरे किछि नहीं एठी गोटे कुडिया घर करी रहउछि आ गोटे पिला को पास पढ़ेई भी कोठी ताको मु ताको जो बड़ी भाव साहाय्य करने को चिंता करिछि किंतु गोटिए कुनी सेठी नुहे आज जदि ओडिशा प्रदेश रे देखिबा हजार हजार कुनी सेठी ओडिशा रो विभिन्न जिल्ला रे विभिन्न अंचल रे थिबे से बड़ी महिला मानकर जो छोट पिला माने थिबे ताकर भी अधिकार अछि पाठ पढिबा मु एक कथा आज ए जगह एथि पाई कहली आमे समस्ते अधिकांश निमंत्रित अतिथि जो माने बसिचे एठी सामने समस्ते आमे विभिन्न जगह प्रतिष्ठित हेकि अछि आम प्रतिष्ठार आभारे यदि समाज रे एई बड़ी जो पिला गुडी को अछंती जो माने पाठ पढ़िबार अधिकार तांकर अछि बोली हमें कहूचे प्रवक्ता भाव में कहूचे किंतु सुजोग तांको पई आसी पारुनी सेही बड़ी जडी जणे दुई जण पिला को हमें पाठ पढ़िबारे सहायक नहीं करबा ये केवल सरकार रो काम नहीं सरकार चाहिए कि कर पारिबो नहीं हमें भी देखु जे सरकार पर सरकार जाउची आसुची किंतु तथापि भी बढ़िया रोग हम भितर अछि ए बढ़िया कष्ट हम भितर अछि ताको हमें यदि दायित्व नहीं पारिबा मु भावुची महाप्रभु जगन्नाथ आपन को सब बेले हाथ टेकी आपन को आशीर्वाद करिवे एवं पुण्य कमेबा आज स्वास्थ्य से बड़ी भाव में एक अत्यंत विकसित भाव में अच्छी समग्र राज्य रे स्वास्थ्य सेवा लोकंकर अधिकार अच्छी स्वास्थ्य सेवा पाइबा किंतु ता सत्वे बेले बेले दारिद्र्य जो बड़ी भाव में बाधक हुए अनेक जगह आपण जेते इंश्योरेंस करंतु जेते योजना करंतु स्वास्थ्य सेवा मागणार दवा पाई ता सत्वे भी अनेक लोक मु देखी ग्रामांचल मानक किए किडनी रोग रे पीड़ित होइसिबो तार डायलिसिस सप्ताह रे 3 थर होतिबो किए ब्रेन स्ट्रोक की घरे पड़िथिबो ता पई फिजियोथेरापी तार रिहैबिलिटेशन ट्रीटमेंट दरकार थिबो से पैसा किए दो डायलिसिस पई गोटे लोक जदी 3 थर भुवनेश्वर आसीबो 80-100 किलोमीटर दूररू तार सप्ताह रे 10,000 रु 12,000 टका खर्च हो मासे रे ताकू 40,000 50,000 टका दरकार तार ट्रीटमेंट पई आमे ए पर्यंत जिला सदर महकुमार तळु को जाई पारिने गोटे डायलिसिस सेंटर नै तणकरी स्वास्थ्य सेवार आहुरी पर्याप्त केमिति हेबो सिए गोटे बड़ स्वप्न एवं ताकू नै कि हमें चिंता करबा आरंभ करिसु किंतु ए पर्यंत भी से करा हे पारि लोक को मौलिक स्वास्थ्य सेवा जोगैबार तार जो अधिकार पाइबार स्वास्थ्य सेवा से कथा को भी तांको पाखरे पहुंचेबा पई गोटे कोटा कोटी ता पई जो योजना से योजना तैयारी होछि से काम आरंभ होइछि किंतु से होय तो सुदूर प्रसार हे जाउछि ए पर्यंत से कथा भी हमें लोकन को पाखरे पहुंचै पारु आ गोटे दिग हला महिला मानक विरुद्ध रे जो वायलेंस होछि जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन होछि तांको आर्थिक स्तर रे स्वाच्छंद परिवार जो व्यवस्था ये 3-4 कथा वास्तव में हमको कोटा कोटी तार रास्ता तैयारी करे आवश्यकता अछि मते इस सप्ताह तले आपण माने भी समस्त अधिकांश बंधु देखिथिबे जेते बेले ओडिसा फायर सर्विस रो फायरमैन मानकर रिक्रूटमेंट प्रोसेस तार रिक्रूटमेंट पर ताकर अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर दिया जाउतला से सभा रे गोटे कथा उठिला why it is fireman ए जेंडर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन काई एवं मो खुशी एति पाई जे सेही मंचरु ओडिसा रो मुख्यमंत्री घोषणा करले नै आजिटा फायरमैन को आजे माने विल कॉल देम फायर फाइटर्स एवं उभय महिला एवं पुरुष उभय सेतिरे रिक्रूटमेंट करबा प्रक्रिया आरंभ करले तबे ये दिगरे काम प्रक्रिया आरंभ होइछि काम आरंभ होइछि किंतु आहुरी पर्याप्त भाव रे जो एक्टिविस्ट बंधु माने अछंती तांको उद्देश्य मोर एटा अनुरोध जे बियॉन्ड द गवर्नमेंट सरकार को उद्यम बादे सरकार को कार्यक्रम बादे सरकार को नीति बादे आहुरी आगु को बहुत कथा अछि जो कथा को आपण माने नै कि आगु को दिबा पई आपण माने नै चली चलती एवं आगामी दिन रे नै कि चलंतु ए विश्वास हम समस्तंकर अछि बंधुगण আজি गोटे दुईटी कथा खाली मो कहिबी आपण मानक आगे साधारण मनीष को तार जो अधिकार संगे परिचय करेगा एवं जो जगह रे सरकार सेवा पहुंची पारुनी सरकार सहयोग पहुंची पारुनी सरकार साहाय्य से लोक वंचित हो से जगह रे समाज से जगह रे यदि भूमिका निभेइबो वास्तव रे ह्यूमन राइट्स डे रो जो रियल स्पिरिट से स्पिरिट को हमें निश्चित भाव में अर्जन करबा एवं ओडिशा से दृष्टिकोण रो समग्र भारत वर्ष रे एक स्वतंत्र स्थान एक स्वयं संपूर्ण स्थान हासिल करिवो ए विश्वास रखि मोर कथा शेष करछि वंदे उत्कल जननी जय जगन्नाथ
श्री पृथ्वीराज हरिचंद्र जी, Honorable Minister of Law, Works and Excise, Government of Odisha, my elder brother, Honorable Mr. Justice Satrughan Pujari, not chairman, chairperson, Odisha Human Rights Commission, Sri Asimanta Das and Sri Chitanjan Mahapatra, members of the Odisha Human Rights Commission, my sister and brother judges of the High Court, of the dais, esteemed former judges of Odisha High Court present, I can see and recognize Justice Das, Justice Rath, Justice Mahapatra, Justice Das again, members of the legal fraternity, officials of the government of Odisha who are present, officers of the Odisha Human Rights Commission, High Court, Patna High Court Registry, Judicial Academy officials, officials of the State Legal Services Authority, the District Judge Bhuvaneshwar, I saw is present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. विश्व मानव अधिकार दिवस रे હું આપણ માનો શુભેચ્છા જણાવું છું. Few days ago, Justice Pujari came to me with a request that I should come here as chief guest. My elder brother's request was a command for me, and he must be a witness to this, that I did not take even a second in saying yes to that command, despite you know how the things were placed today. Today is 10th of December, and we celebrate this day as Human Rights Day because the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was announced by the United UN Assembly in 1948. Our country had visualized this before this UN resolution was passed, and which has been taken note of in one of the most celebrated judgments of the Supreme Court in Keshavanand Bharati, when the court states that while our fundamental rights and directive principles were being fashioned and approved by the Constituent Assembly, that was in the process, on December 10, 1948, the General Assembly of United Nations adopted a Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The declaration may not be a legally binding instrument, but it shows how India understood the nature of human rights before this declaration was passed. So our Constituent Assembly, they had foreseen the importance of the human rights. See, we have certain fundamental rights under Part 3 of the Constitution. Part 3 deals with fundamental rights. But those rights are not fundamental because they are in Chapter 3. Because they are called fundamental rights. They are so fundamental, such rights are so fundamental that no civilized society can be conceived of in the absence of those rights. Those fundamental rights you may call are human rights. Right to life. Can there be a society, can you think of a society which may be called a civilized society without a right to life, right to liberty. So these rights I consider not to be fundamental because they are fundamental rights under the Constitution, but because they are so fundamental for for any civilized society. I would say for existence of the humanity. There are four questions which, or three, maybe four. Why? What? And when? Third is when and how. Why human rights? Why this is special about human? How this human Homo sapiens are different from the rest, and why do we talk of human rights? What is the difference? And if we go deep into it, from the anthropological point of view, it is because of the cognitive reasons that distinguishes the human beings from the rest of the you may call animals. This is the reason why we talk of human rights. What are human rights? I have just given a glimpse, and it's not that you are knowing because I am telling. All of us know and understand what are they. It's a different matter that sometimes we try to define them technically. See, our freedom for a struggle, it was nothing but a struggle for protection of human rights of the citizens of the country. We have our established National Human Rights Commission. We have State Human Rights Commission. So this is answering that question, how to protect human rights. We have established the law has established National Human Rights Commission. In the state you have State Human Rights Commission. See, just now Mr. Das was explaining how with the change of the leadership at the state level, Human Rights Commission, this situation could improve at one point of time. Is it whether these institutions should be personality centric? Should the performance of these institutions depend on it will depend. Surely there can be a variance with the change of the guards, but should we not? I am trying to deal with the question how. Should we not evolve a system? Is it not the time when we should have definite do's and don'ts to be followed, irrespective of who is leading. You can evolve either by resolution or by, if you have such jurisdiction, whichever authority has the jurisdiction, by framing rules. And the first step is, in my opinion, awareness. And awareness of two things. First, that majority, I can say this with some sense of responsibility, that the majority of the people, they don't know what is human rights. They are not at all aware that whether any of their rights has been violated, and if that has been violated, too. So the first thing is that what are their rights, and the second, and that is very important, that this organization exists. There is a body called State Human Rights Commission or National Human Rights Commission. Such body exists. This should be made known to each and every citizen of the country. How? We will have to evolve the system. Awareness programs should be organized at various places, regular places, regular intervals. This one-day program, in my opinion, is not enough. We are required to do it on regular basis. You will have to evolve a system. This is what I would suggest. My one more suggestion, that we have legal services authority at state level and national level. I request Justice Pujari, and I assure you, I am the Patron-in-Chief of State Legal Services Authority. We should join together to take up the issue of human rights for generating awareness about the existence of the rights and the existence of these two institutions. I was Executive Chairman State Legal Services Authority for some time in Bihar, and I always tell my friends, everyone, that the level of satisfaction which I had as the Chairman of State Legal Service Authority for 10 months or so, I did not have such satisfaction ever in my life, because I could reach to the people. When I went in slums, there were children, there were families who didn't know how to educate the children. Therefore, I would suggest that this is violation. They don't know what are the rights, what are the facilities, what benefits are available to them. These things, I would suggest these institutions should take up if we are seriously concerned about the human rights of the people. Thank you. Jai Hind. Jai Paljan.
सेवानी मंडल महोदयको सेवा एवं ममतार एक अनन्य उदाहरण पार्टी समिति बारे जान समय एवं সম্মতভাবে জনগণকে সন্তুষ্ট এবং আজের ডক্টর কল্যাণ মহাশয় অনুরোধ করেছেন।
Namaskar. The Honorable Justice Sri Chakradhar Charan Singh, Honorable Chief Justice of Odisha High Court, and Honorable Minister of Law, Sri Prithviraj Harichandan, the Honorable Chairperson of Odisha Human Rights Commission, Justice Satyavrat Pujari, and Honorable Member of the Odisha Human Rights Commission, Sri Asim Amitabh Das, Honorable Judges of the Honorable High Court of Odisha, the former judges, and the government officers, both retired, both former officers, and the participants and students, the law students who are present in this function. I deem it a great privilege and honor to propose the vote of thanks to the honorable dignitaries on the dais and off the dais on behalf of the Odisha Human Rights Commission. But before undertaking such exercise, I want to say in a very brief manner on the evolution and enforcement of the human rights under the provisions of the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 and the instance of human rights violation in the state of Odisha. The human rights have been defined as the basic rights or the natural rights not created by the legislature from which no one can be deprived of without a great affront to justice. It denotes to rights which are inherent in human beings irrespective of the caste, creed, sex, color and religion. It has evolved through the ages right from the Vedic period. The ancient Dharmashastras and Arthashastras and other legal treatises of the past were regulating the duties of the kings, judges, subjects and the judiciary as well as the legal procedure. The Vedas proclaim the liberty of body, life and dwelling houses. We can see the glimpse of human rights also during the Buddhist and Jain era. Emperor Ashoka had protected and secured the most precious human rights, namely the right to equality, fraternity and liberty and happiness. However, the modern version of human rights, jurisprudence may be said to have taken birth during the British rule in India, when the demand for fundamental freedom and civil and political rights of people were made. However, the importance of the human rights was first realized and visualized after the establishment of the United Nations Organization in the year 1945. Ultimately, the concept of human rights took a concrete step when the General Assembly of the United Nations Organization declared the Universal Declaration of Human Rights on 10 December 1948, which we are observing today. It not only included the civil and political rights, but also the economic and social, cultural rights, consisting of 28 articles. Our constitutional framers took a cue from the articles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights while framing our constitution and incorporated the majority of the articles in the chapter of fundamental rights and directive to state policy. However, in its anxiety for the protection of human rights, our central government enacted the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 to protect and preserve and uphold the human rights as defined in section 2 and D of the Act, such as rights relating to life, liberty, equality and dignity of individual guaranteed by the Constitution and embodied in the international covenants. Those covenants are the internal covenants on economic and social and cultural rights and international covenants on civil and political rights, to which our government had acceded on 10 April 1979. Besides the Odisha Human Rights Commission, the government of Odisha, in exercise of the power conferred under section 30 of the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 and with the concurrence of the Honorable Chief Justice of the Odisha High Court, is being pleased to specify the courts of district judges of all the districts to function as human rights court for the districts by government of Odisha Home Department Notification number 602. Dated 4/1/2013 for the purpose of speedy trial of the offences arising out of the violation of human rights. So far as the protection and preservation of human rights under the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 is concerned, the Commission has been conferred with the power of a recommendation only when the human rights and person is proved to have been violated during inquiry. It has not been empowered to take punitive action against the violators of human rights. It can only recommend to the government to make payment of the compensation, initiate proceedings for prosecution, and appeal to the Honorable Court, on the Supreme Court as well as on the High Court for direction and orders and writs. In this regard, I have to say that there is an imperative need for amendment of the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 for conferring the penal power upon the Commission to penalize the violators of the human rights directly. So far as the violation of human rights in Odisha is concerned, it is observed during hearing of the human rights cases as well as my visits to different parts of Odisha that there has been a glaring violation of human rights which takes place in the remote villages of the Odisha by caste samaj and village committees with impunity. They hold meetings which is a sort of Bengal court like the extrajudicial authority, socially boycotting and ostracizing and imposing fines on the persons undergoing intra-caste marriages, remarriages, widow marriage, and the villagers who do not respect the diktat of the caste samaj and village community. The ostracized persons are not even allowed to enter into the village, cultivate the land and reside in their house. They have to live outside the village. Lakhs of rupees have been realized from them as fines for violating diktats of the village committee and caste samaj. I have also observed during my judicial career that such things have been happening all over Odisha. To stem such violations of human rights, there is no law in the state of Odisha, even throughout India, except in the state of Maharashtra, that is in the form of the Maharashtra Protection of People from Social Boycott, Prevention and Prohibition and Redress Act 2016. Recently, by disposing the case of such nature, our commission has recommended to the state government for enactment of a law prohibiting and penalizing social boycott and ostracism in the line of the Maharashtra Act. I take this occasion as an opportunity to highlight the necessity for enactment of such a law for upholding the human rights of both ostracized persons in state. Recently, while holding a meeting in Barampur, I had discussed the matter with government officials. And we discussed about the necessity for passing of such a law. However, at the end, I, on behalf of the Odisha Human Rights Commission, express my profound gratitude to the Honorable Chief Justice Sri Chakravarti Singh, the Honorable Chief Justice of Odisha High Court, for sparing his valuable time for gracing the occasion as chief guest and delivering the enlightening speech. He also has suggested about the cooperation between the Odisha Human Rights Commission and State Legal Services Authority for imparting human rights awareness in the state. Our Honorable Chairperson has already taken steps in this regard. It is fixed to January 18 for convening such a meeting and for doing our slogans. Sir, Honorable Chairperson had also talked about plans to move throughout Odisha. Just he was telling that we will hold in fact we have talked about a plan to holding such camps in the remote district of the Koraput. So we express our gratitude to the Honorable Chief Justice for giving such session which we will carry out definitely. Further express my deep sense of gratitude on behalf of the Odisha Human Rights Commission to the Honorable Minister of Law, Prithviraj Harichandan, for adorning the function and rendering enlightening speech which is quite informative, showing his commitment for promotion of human rights in the state of Odisha. So we are really thankful to the Honorable Minister. I also sincerely thank the Honorable Chairperson, Justice Honorable Sri Satyajit Sudhari, for his illuminating speech on human rights and for his tireless effort and guidance in organizing the function without which it would not have been possible. I also sincerely thank the Honorable Member Sri Aswini Das for the enthralling speech. I also thank the participants and the Honorable dignitaries for attending the function and giving a patient hearing. I also thank the staff and officers of the Odisha Human Rights Commission for their contribution in organizing the function. I also thank the press for their cooperation and covering the event. I also thank the government officers and the staff of the Joydev Bhavan for their cooperation. With this, with the permission of the chair, I seek to declare the function as closed.